Cowboys. And coming up, has been busier this season as he currently paces the NFL in receptions. It's the Vikings and the Bears, and it's coming up next.
We've had a lake effect snow band sitting over Soldier Field since about 9 this morning, and it's not supposed to budge anytime soon. The good news, the folks don't seem to mind here in Chicago. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season. We've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather, snow, and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
The Florida Atlantic man, Greg Joseph, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the second-year man from The Ohio State University, Justin Fields.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Though certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Here's Fields. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Taking on the midfield logo. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
Not bad for a 4th-round draft pick. Well over 100 career starts now. And the chemistry with his top targets, really on point. They spend a lot of time in practice and after practice making sure the routes are run well, and he knows exactly where they're going to be on the field. And when they get open, he delivers.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. So, CD, here we are. You look at how well this offense has played all year. 16-0. Now, in most years, they'd be at home right now enjoying time off for their perfect season, getting ready for the postseason. But this is the decade of the 2020, so that means 17 games are what's needed to get through a perfect season. Would a win here make them an all-timer for you?
It would. It absolutely would. And I realize we're not comparing apples to the length of regular seasons. But if you think back to the 1972 Dolphins, they were 14-0 in the regular season. 3 wins made them a Super Bowl champion, so they were 17-0 total. Imagine getting through 17 now and then continuing on and winning the Super Bowl. They're an all-timer team already for me.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. This one brought in by Jefferson. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Cousins again. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. First down, here's Cousins. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there, nearly an opening drive, INT. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Cousins. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now Cousins. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson from 13 yards out. And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. Well, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Fields. Then he finds Beasley complete. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now it's Fields. That's complete to Mooney. Finding room at midfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run. A first down. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. To throw is Fields. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. the teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Cousins now. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. This is caught at the 20. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big play there for Minnesota. 64 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. You're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season. And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
So he had the nice run to get him down there, was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So it's all down to this, Week 18 on the NFL schedule. And that means that once we sort things out, we'll all be set for our second ever Super Wild Card weekend, which I think everyone agrees was a runaway success last year. We've got 2 games coming up on Saturday, 3 more on Sunday, and then we'll put a bow on it Monday night. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Fields now to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
They'll look to set up his blockers. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And out will come the offense as they take over. There's a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing, because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll throw again. Cousins. It's caught at the 10. A big play there for Minnesota. 41 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible.
And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. So the record safely in his pocket. Now it's a question of how high can he go? He's just become the first ever, Charles, to score 30 times in a single season.
Well, let's certainly savor this moment. The first time ever, as you just noted, that someone has hit 30. What a ride this has been.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears now ready to take over again. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 for the 26. Here's Fields. He rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Chandon Sullivan. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the one. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches, and the two-point attempt is turned aside. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Fields on first down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Throwing on third down, Fields. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
Joseph on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing again on second down. Fields. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Back to throw. Fields. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So they're looking for this series sweep here in Chicago. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing is Cousins. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
So now on comes the field goal unit. And this will be a, shall we say, a rather optimistic try here. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. I got nothing after that try.
Yeah, don't even try.
I mean, he tried it from the parking lot. Now a 1st down throw. Fields. This is caught by Tate. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st down, Fields. That's complete right around the 8.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys that we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To the air again, Fields. Open man, he finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to 26. Touchdown for Chicago. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. Cousins on 1st down. And this is caught on the sideline, and he gets out of bounds as well. How about that? They'll get I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take it out.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding. Offense.
Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there.
Still first down.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And now before the ball changes hands,
He's playing under review.
just to make sure. So
After
that
review
one
of the play,
overturned.
ruling on
The
the field
knee
reversed.
was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Hey, we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. Well, here we sit, week 17, just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Here we go.
Running from the shotgun with Madison. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Play action now. Cousins. Oh, hit as he... incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
On 2nd down, this is Madison. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now Cousins. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Fields. And that will be incomplete.
Getting the sense of this offense is getting closer into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Going to begin the drive here with Madison. Jalen Johnson up to make the tackle.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there's a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Another carry now for Madison. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Boy, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here. And we'll step aside. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They'll go Madison up the middle. 76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Offensive line right now really freeing up the rushing lanes on this drive.
And we have to give them props. They've earned them. But these big runs that we're seeing, they don't result without everyone else being involved as well. Blocking on the perimeter has to take place downfield too.
Here's Madison running on first down. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a give to Madison. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears 16. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, they run with Madison. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On the handoff, it's Madison. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
They'll run with Madison. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Going to run with Madison again. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
The 4th down pass from the 5 falls incomplete, and the Chicago defense able to come up with a goal line stand. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Fields on 3rd down. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Madison. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 108 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. And I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt. Back to the ground on 1st down. Here's Madison. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission. I think
you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he'll go down at the 28. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to a post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Madison. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Going on the ground with Madison. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll try to run with Madison, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter, and Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball, and sometimes even your special teams, and that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this one's lead.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
On first down, it's Fields. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out. I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
And everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There was a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Pick 6 last drive. Here's Fields again. Man open. That's Byron Pringle complete. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Fields. And his throw here's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now Fields, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Throwing here, Cousins. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. He wasn't really big on that.
He's got a man complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Joseph now to have the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Adam Thielen. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Fields now to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And one last throw here for Fields. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Minnesota, they finish off a perfect regular season, 17-0. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Chicago, the loss means they finish with a mark of 10 wins and 7 losses. And it's going to be finger-crossing time as we await the final shakedown of this year's playoff picture.